Hi, this is our probability practice. I'm going to cover some concepts for you to review. We have an experiment here with 10 teddy bears, and some of those teddy bears have special features. Now we are asking what the probability of picking a bear with a special feature is. Imagine we are putting all these teddy bears in a big bag and we get a good shake and we let one drop out randomly without looking. What is the probability that our teddy bear has a hat? We would say it is 2 in 10. This is called a ratio. 2 teddy bears have hats. There are 10 teddy bears in total. Bow tie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with bow ties, 10 in total, 5 in 10, or 5 out of 10, and 3 with buttons here, 1, 2, and 3. So that's clear. Let's move on to the next page. We're going to look at the word or. We're focusing on that word. Now, if I'm asking you to look for a teddy bear with a hat or a bow tie, let's see what happens. No hat, no bow tie. So this is a yes because it has actually both. Yes, no, yes, it has a bow tie, no, yes, no, yes, yes, and yes. So there are 6 teddy bears that either have a hat or a bow tie or both. Okay, bow tie or buttons. Let's see, bow tie or buttons. Yes, 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 bow tie. Yes, this one has both. Yes, and yes. That's 6 again. So if you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're counting the ones with buttons or bow ties. Hat or buttons, so it's 5 and 10. So hat or buttons. 1, yes, 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 yes. So that's 5 and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 10. Now, understanding and means both. So if I'm saying hat and bow tie, I'm looking for a teddy bear that has both features. So that would be 1 in 10. Hat and bow tie. So this is the only one that has both features. Bow tie and buttons is 2 in 10. Bow tie and buttons is this one, and this one has both. And hat and buttons is 0 in 10. The answer is 0. There's none. None of them have both of these features. Let's move on to the next. You're looking at number cubes, dice. If you have only one number cube, a normal one, what is the chance of getting 6 with that? Well, the answer is simple because there are 6 different numbers. 6 is one of those, so the answer is 1 in 6. So the answer is 1 in 6. Now, what if we want a 5? Getting a 5 is as easy or as hard. Same likelihood, 1 in 6 with one number cube, 1 out of 6. 7, well, there are no 7s on a normal number cube, so the answer is 0 out of 6. So let's move on to the next. Now, what if we have 2 number cubes? It becomes more complicated. When you have 2 number cubes, we add the numbers that show up. So we cannot have a 1 because the lowest answer would be 2. The lowest sum would be 2. That's 1 and 1. And there's only one way to make it. And the highest sum is 12. And again, there's only one way to make it, 6 and 6. But when we look at the middle of this graph, you see 7. There's 6 ways to make 7. So this becomes our most likely sum when you roll 2 number cubes. And there are 36 outcomes, 36 possibilities. If you count all these up, you get 36. So to get 2, you have 1 in 36 chance of getting a 2. you, you have 1 in 36 chance of getting 12. Well, you can't get a 13 because it's not possible. There are no 7s. Okay, let's move on to the next. So the question here says, what is the chance of getting 12 with 2 dice? It's 1 in 36. What is the chance of getting 7 with 2 dice? 6 in 36. So that was 1 in 36. 6 in 36. What is the chance of getting 2 with 2 dice? Well, let's look back. 2 is 1 in 36. It's the same as 12. They're both least likely to get. So let's move on to the next one. We're looking at spinners. What is the chance of getting a 1 with each spinner? Okay, this one is 1 out of 4, or 1 in 4. This one is 1 in 12. This one is 1 in 6. This is 1 in 8. Well, the least chance of getting 1, well, this is the least one, because 1 out of 12, 1/12 is the smallest fraction, right? So this one, you can see, is the easiest one to get. So this one has the highest chance because this space, this sector, is much bigger than this sector. Okay, let's move on to the next. What is the chance of getting an odd number with this spinner? Well, there are 12 numbers here. 6 of them are odd: 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. The rest are even, so 6 in 12, or 1 in 2, or half. So half the time we expect to get odd numbers, half the time we expect to get even numbers. Let's move on to the next. Now here it says, what is which spinner gives you a better chance of getting an even number? Okay, let's look at this one. 2 in 4. See, 2 even, 4 in total, which is the same thing as a half. This one is 2 in 6. 2 and 4 are even, the rest are odd. 2 in 6, or 1 in 3rd. So which one gives me a better chance of getting an even number? Well, half. Half is a bigger fraction than 1/3. Okay. Let's move on to the next. What are the least and most likely numbers to get with this spinner? We only have 1, 4. That's our least likely. Least likely is 4. 4 is least likely. There's only 1 out of 12 chance of the spinner landing on that. So least likely is 4. And what about most likely? Well, 2 it is. So 1, let's see, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 of them are 2s, and that's the most likely number here. Okay, so the most likely number is 2, and the probability for it is 5 out of 12. So let's move on to the next. Now we have 4 players. Amy says, I win if I get a number more than 8. What Bob wins if he gets a number less than 6. Carol wins if she gets an odd number less than 10. David wins if he gets an even number greater than 6. So let's see what the probabilities are. So numbers more than 8. Well, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 4 out of 12. There are 4 chances out of 12. Numbers less than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Bob gets 5 out of 12 chance of winning. Carol says odd numbers less than 10. So less than 10, this is odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 12. And even numbers more than 6. Let's see, 8, 10, and 12. 3. So here we know that Bob and Carol have the same chance, 5 out of 12. They're most likely to win. Now we're looking at coins. If you have one coin, there are only two possibilities when you flip it. You either get heads or you get tails. Now if you have two coins and you flip two coins, there are four possibilities. Heads, 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 tails, tails, heads, and tails, tails. So to get double heads, the probability is 1 in 4. Now if you have 3 coins and you flip 3 coins to get triple head, the probability is 1 in 8. Okay, maybe you can figure it out, write it on a piece of paper. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you find this useful. Please post questions in Google Classroom. If you have any questions or concerns, take care. See you. Bye.